All righty. Hi, all. Welcome back. We're just waiting for our startup pitchers to join. Um, this will be Anna from Danu Robotics and Annie from Bluekali. We're just waiting for confirmation that they have joined, but just perhaps to kick off the process, just to let you know how it's going to go. They will have each about 5 minutes to give their pitches, followed by 5 minutes of Q&A. Both Jessica and myself will take the initial questions or give the initial questions, and then we'll invite you all to also chime in and share your questions. As you may remember, Jessica is from RoboSuccess and our gold sponsor for this year's summit, and we'll be offering a prize to winning the winning pitches. But I think we just need a few more minutes to allow our participants to get on and ready. So we'll just take a few more minutes. Take your time.
While we wait, I would like to share my experience about the startup pitches and why I really enjoy them a lot. I have been judging too many in my career, but not only being part of as the judge, right? I also has been helping with Robo Success to build pitch decks for companies. And again, I think one of the things I have seen is that we have these smart people, engineers, researchers doing an amazing product or solution, but they have a lot of trouble to tell the story, to really catch the attention of investors or potential customers. So every time I join these pitches, it reminds me that, again, we need this ecosystem, people to help them to bring this solution to life. Taking a product from idea to concept to prototype to really deploy it, it takes a lot of work. And each stage takes, too much energy. The life also startup founder, it goes up and down. You get hours of no sleep, and sometimes you run out of money and you get the frustration like, oh man, do I'm gonna hit this milestone? Am I gonna be able to show my product to other people? And today, the people that is presenting here, I'm assuming they have been going through all these challenges from having a great idea and then how to package it to say, tomorrow I'm starting this company from zero, from the ground. A lot of them doesn't have any experience building a company before. So you can now imagine sometimes even to think like, oh, I need a website. Oh, I need a marketing material. Oh, I need to do accounting. Oh, if you need to do your first hire, what it takes to do your first hire, right? What is going to be the right skills you need for that person? And as your team keep growing, because your company keeps scaling, you get more challenges. And it is important for us as a community to support those funders. I always like to go and ask people, probably there are some of them here, how are you doing? What your company needs, right? What connections do you need? Sometimes you have that connection that can help that company. And it is important to build that community feeling around this funder. So if you know the funder that is building this amazing idea from the zero, don't hesitate to reach out. How can I help? If it's something that you have probably knowledge, doing a lot of support for many years, doing, an integration for many years, I think sometimes they need that perspective. So yes, just sharing my experience in the startup world. I have been helping more than 300 startups in my career in too many different stages, from pre-seed to Series B. It has been exciting to see some of them, get IPOs and see like, oh man, they started with this idea sometimes at the university. And then later they got a lot of people involved. So very excited to be here. Also, in the meantime, I want to say that as a gold sponsors, we are giving away the winner of the Star Pitch package from Robo Success. We understand that each startup is in a different stage, different needs. So we work with visual design, from web design, marketing material, marketing strategy, customer support or success strategies as well. So in this case, the winner, we're going to have a call and understand where is the stage that they need help from us, and then work with them in a plan to help them to go to another level of their company. Again, what I was saying before, we know that each company is in a different level of need, so we want to help, and that's why we are here. And I wish all the best to our startups.
Well, hello, my name is Luis Alberto Lopez. I'm the CTO of Bluekali. Let's start. So basically, every week we consume about 5 grams of plastic. That's the equivalent of the weight of a credit card. But that plastic doesn't just appear in our bodies. It all starts in our rivers. In Mexico alone, 70% of our rivers are contaminated, and every year, millions of tons of waste flows in the ocean. Current solutions focus on cleaning the ocean, but by then, it's already too late. We're trying to fix the symptom instead of stopping the source. At Bluekali, we stop pollution before it reaches the ocean. We developed Sharky, a autonomous aquatic robot inspired by the whale shark, designed to capture floating waste directly in rivers and lakes. But we are more than just an technology. We combine robotics, AI driven waste tracking, and corporate engagement to turn river cleanup into a measurable ESG solution. So basically, we try to operate as a B2B platform. Our clients are companies with ESG goals, and we generate revenue through sale Sharky robots, cleanup services, and corporate volunteering experience. This transforms sustainability from a cost into a measurable, engaging investment. So we are trying to have a revenue of 52% gross profit margin, and we just offer 2 ways of the companies. We sell water regeneration initiatives in corporate volunteering, or also we can sell our robots or sharkies. So with our current operations, we already removed 2,500 tons from waste retrieved from body waters. And also we have removed a half ton of waste of biomassive invasive elements, such as lithium and some other stuffs. By 2030, we have the vision of remove 300 metric tons of CO2 devoid of water pollution in its life cycle transformation, 25 tons of invasive biomass, and 5,000 hydraulic capacity. Here's the traction that we had in the past 2 years. We already work with P&G, Divisioners, and the CCA, and we also have winning the Hot Prize 2024. And also, we at the past Saturday we have our first sale cleanup here in Mexico, in Xochimilco. There we remove 500 tons of lithium. That it's a plant, an invasive plant that absorb all the water in the rivers there. So at Bluekali, we're not just cleaning water. We are really redefining how the world takes responsibility for it. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you very much, Luis. Thanks for the overview. Jessica, do you want to take the first set of question or two, or would you prefer I do?
Well, you can go ahead, but before that, I have to say that I love it. Luis, I'm Mexican. I'm original from Guadalajara. So this is making me so happy. But go ahead, Patrick, go first.
Thank you very much, Luis. I've had the opportunity of actually working in this space, autonomous surface water robotics, for various applications, including similar use cases as what you've described. And I've come across a number of other startups, some who have been around for quite a long time, and some who no longer are no longer around, as of course also happens. And I'm just wondering, like, who do you consider to be your closest competitors, and what, edge do you believe you might have over some of these competitors, whether that's technology, business model, geographically, or what have you?
Yeah, so basically, yes, we have competitors. Specifically, there's our biggest competitor. There is a company in Hong Kong called um, um, I don't remember the name, but basically they do very similar stuff, but they're in Hong Kong. But I think in terms of technology, we have basically the same. We attacked the problem in a very similar way, but here in Mexico there is no technology that they have been developed, and I think our biggest difference between them and us is basically the business model. They in their business model that they use is just basically contact a company, offers the robot. The company buys the robot, and the robot basically is for the company. In Bluekali, we just sell the cleaning project and the possibility of cleaning of buy a robot and construct a robot for them. They don't organize uh, like corporate volunteering as we do in Bluekali. So I think that is the biggest difference.
Gotcha. Thank you very much, Luis. Jessica, over to you.
Thank you, Patrick. So I think it is important for me, and I think probably for all the audience here. Of course, I have seen a big difference between building a startup in US, especially of course around Silicon Valley area with a different ecosystem than in Mexico. What has been the challenges of building, a robotics startup in Mexico for you?
Oof. Okay. So yeah, the biggest challenge that we have had the past 2 years was basically uh, find the way of um, transmit the message to our companies and give us give them a product that they could use in their ways. For example, at the beginning, we just tried to sell the robot, and companies we usually told us a lot that okay, if I buy a robot, what can I do with that? So it was hard at the beginning for us to make a sale because just offering technology, it will be not like it won't have benefits to them. So we just reformulate our or like our product that we sell in a corporate volunteering or in a projects to clean with a company, and basically that changed the way that we sell our technology, just not offering the robots instead of offering something that the company could have in benefit. So
Perfect.
yeah,
Thank you. Yes. Yeah, that's what actually was my next comment to you. If you have you consider what we call here robotics as a service, it is a better way to build your business. Especially, I have seen it like Patrick was saying. I think he and I have been met in other companies that do something similar in different areas, and I think they ended up doing that model, right? And then, in my experience in this area, is they don't know what they need, right? Or how
yeah,
they're gonna use it. And they want a solution, but they don't want to do it, right? So when
exactly.
you create
Yeah,
a service, a robot as a service model, trust me, I think you have still work that you can do to redefine that model to make it a little better. But
yeah,
thank
exactly.
you, Luis.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Jessica. Thank you so much, Patrick. It
Thank
was
you,
like a,
Luis. Thanks so much for making the time for joining. Really appreciate it. I believe we do not have Amy, but we actually have a third um, pitch. And this is our apologies on the back end. It was obviously lost in translation. Nicholas, I know you were on the agenda to begin with, and I there was a disconnect. So I sincerely apologize for that. We will make sure that we get our ducks in a row better next time. But I'm really grateful for your flexibility, your patience. Just as a quick recap, this is a 5-minute pitch. You're free to share your slides if you have any, or any other kind of content. Then we'll follow up by 5 minutes of Q&A, and then there will be a prize for the winning pitch. We are still waiting for a third contestant to join, but we shall see if she's able to join. But in any event, thank you so much, Nicholas. Thanks for your understanding and patience, and it's over to you now for the 5 minutes.
Yes, thank you very much. First question, can you see my screen with the slide? Okay, that's perfect. Okay, so first, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to present today. So I'm Nicholas, I'm the CEO of Decon Nature. And first, I will bring you to the wonderful forests of Madagascar. It's where we went back there in 2018. The goal was to try to reference the linear environment. And to do it, you have two ways, or you have an expert of the plant there. So we had one, and you can also try to do some DNA sequencing to try to identify plants. And we try both ways. Actually, we try to extract DNA at first on the field to try to ease a little bit the identification of plants in a remote environment. We did it. It was really painful, and actually, we tried to, from this, it was already a success because to bring back the sample, the full sample to our lab, it took us 4 years to get our sample back in our lab. So really too long for any really interesting research questions. So extract DNA directly on field, solve few questions, but it was too long, too difficult. So as a good engineer, we try to solve the problem with, okay, we have a protocol, we will automate it, and we achieved this wonderful robot that can do every step. But was it truly a solution or just a meaningless development? And actually, it was more the second option. So we took a step back and tried to bring a different approach to solve this. So we came with an interdisciplinary approach, bringing material science, macrofluidics, biology all together to try to solve this issue of extracting DNA directly in the field. And we achieved this. So this is a microneedle patch made of a specific polymer that can extract DNA from a leaf within a minute. And it solves a lot of problems. So instead of having 2 hours of complex lab work, you can now do it really easily without any trainings. And that was a big innovation, but actually it was only the first step to be able to really identify a species in the field. Then when you have the DNA, you have to amplify specific markers and then sequence it to have the sequence to be able to match it against a database to get the identification at the end. And that's what we did. During 4 years of research based here at EPFL, we achieved this. This is the first end-to-end pipeline for a species identification based on DNA. So we started already the industrialization of the solution. So now the microneedle patch are embedded on these patches. You have a fluidic solution to avoid a complex pipetting handlings. So now everyone can do under 2 hours the identification on 100 samples. And we've been able to reduce the cost under $10. Actually, it's quite the same per sample. And we also ease the administrative procedure as you don't need anymore to export the sample from one country to another one. So this solution has already been confirmed against 300 different species of plants. And we are now trying to adapt this solution to other type of organisms. So we start as a startup. We started our business model on research, and actually it's a great opportunity for us to participate to many scientific expeditions to try to adapt the kit to fungi, to bacterials, wide range of species. And to really create a sustainable business model, we are focusing now on biosecurity as a custom need to identify really precisely species that cross the border, specific species. And we also focusing now on agriculture for early pathogen detection. We can count also on the support of our funders and support. And actually, we have now a really exciting new step that is to build the next generation of autonomous environmental monitoring device. So we already have an autonomous sampler that can sample water autonomously, and now we want to embed also the DNA sequencing so everyone could just receive the data of the sample autonomously. So for this we have 2 open positions, so if you are interested by this, feel free to reach out to us. Thank you very much. We are Deconator, turning local discovery into global action.
Great stuff. Thanks so much, Nicholas. Really, really appreciate it. We also have a job board on our Climate Robotics Network Slack channel. So that's another great way to promote, to share job opportunities as well, because we know that members of the Climate Robotics Network are very, very motivated, right, by the climate challenge. So feel free to share that there as well. Jessica, do you want to go first this time?
Sure. Thank you, Nicholas. This is super interesting, totally new to me, to be honest, but love what you're doing. So just in order to understand a little more, right, who is your target market? Who are the customers that are gonna buy from you?
Yeah, that's a great question. Thank you. And so we have this business model based on the hardware. And to use this hardware, you need the consumables based on the microneedle patches and all the reagents needed to run the full pipeline. So our first customer are researchers and actually conservationists that work directly in the field. It enables us also to improve the database because today the database of biodiversity is quite low and it's hard to, I won't explain too much, but we need to build really this type of database. And then now we are started to focus really on the customs. Actually, it's a really promising field for us. We have this pilot starting in September. And so here the clients are directly the phytosanitary controllers that will use our kits. to try to screen the potential dangerous species that cross the border. And if it's identified as potentially dangerous, the sample would be sent to a lab for a certified identification.
Excellent. Thank you.
Agreed. Thank you very much, Nicholas. I've had the opportunity of working on a drone delivery project in Madagascar, and you know, on the one hand, it's particularly challenging working in Madagascar just in terms of the mobility challenges, right? We know that communities are very, very dispersed and very remote. On the other hand, that's precisely why, you know, drones can actually serve as a kind of leapfrogging tech and actually provide access for these local communities in a way that, you know, we couldn't imagine before. The reason I'm sharing all this is having worked in, you know, in such projects, and not only in Madagascar, but in other countries that are in very remote areas and so on, like things break. Right? I've had the opportunity of working in drone project in the middle of the Peruvian Amazon forest. You're not going to go down to the local hardware shop to get things fixed. So I'm just wondering, like from just a robust durability perspective, like how do you ensure that these platforms can still be repaired locally, ideally, or is that not really part of the focus? And maybe I've also missed the intention. And then I think another related question that was on my mind, you can choose which one you want to answer. You don't have to answer all of them. Is preventive maintenance? Is that something that's also in your mind, or does it really not come up? Is the technology so robust that you've got, you know, thousands of flying hours with no critical failures and things are looking good?
Yeah, actually, that's a really great question, and yeah, it makes a lot of sense. I will try to answer it. For me, the way we approach it is we try to really okay, it didn't work, but we try to really simplify as much as possible the pipeline. So for now, it's really complex pipetting, so with really fragile stuff. So we try to really simplify as much as possible. So that was a little bit the approach, the step back approach, where we ask biologists really, okay, do you really need this step? Do you really need this step? Can we avoid it by doing this differently? And that's how we achieve this. And to test the robustness of this current solution, we ask high school students to use it frequently, and they were able to identify actually plant with it without breaking it. So we're still at the beginning. You're right, things will break. Actually, when you are really far away in the rainforest, it could be really a big issue. But yes, that was the approach. We reduce as much as possible all the little parts or the process itself to reduce the number of species. And yeah.
Thanks, Nicholas. I think that's definitely the right approach, kind of a minimalist approach, you know,
Yeah.
can help simplify things. Thank you very much. I'm now just going to check one last time to see if Amy is online and also ready to pitch right now.
Thank you, everybody. And hi, everyone. My name is Amy. I'm the founder and CEO of Danu Robotics. Essentially, we are using 3D AI and precision robotics to picking out valuable materials from a mixed waste stream. So a little bit introduction to the industry what we are working in. So we are working in the waste management industry. It's one of the foundation industry. Essentially, every human activities, every industry generating waste, we have to be able to process this waste and reuse them. However, this trillion-dollar industry is crippled by manual sorting, which is omnipresent across all recycling facilities globally and costing industry tens of billions each year. And we are not the first one doing robotic waste sorting. However, the first generation robots have failed because they are very big and they incur very high integration costs and very expensive themselves. And more importantly, they all using suction pickers, which are unable to picking out real-world waste that's covered by water, dirt, and in irregular shape. And because this suboptimal sorting methods that lead to the contaminated recyclable produce and also causing industry tens of billions. And also we cannot reuse these materials effectively. So the whole industry is looking for a solution that can finally work. And based on our customers' inputs and feedback, we have designed and developed this 3D AI guided multi-arm, multitasking robotic sorting system. So our 3D AI can identify waste items by its color, shape, edge, dimension with over 95% precision, and our hand-like grippers can picking out the identified waste items, whether it's covered by water, dirt, or in any irregular shape, with 95% successful pick rates. Significantly outperform suction pickers. And more importantly, our deployments contribute to our growing data lake. And this data can help us constantly improve our system performance, provide the reliability and the productivity our customer requires, and also provide valuable waste intelligence to our customers. And in terms of USP, also based on our customers' information, our two-arm system is 10 times more cost-effective than a human picker and also 50% cheaper and more productive than legacy robots. On average, our customer can recoup initial investment within 12 months' time. And the hardware system is designed to be easy install and energy efficient. So on the return on investment, in this particular table, the top row is our system, and that's the cost. And very quickly, the picks per year is based on the assumption that our customer using our system for 20 hours per day, 300 days per year. So that is 26 million picks per year they can get. And roughly 500 tons per year of waste they can get processed. And in terms of payback, they can get roughly $500,000 US for the first year. How did we get this number? Because the reusable materials such as PET milk bottles, aluminum cans, they all have a second sales value, and this value and price are publicly available data. But the key thing is here is that no matter how our customer change the variables or combinations with reduced hours or picking out the different materials, on average, they can always get the payback within first year. And a little bit overview on the key competitive advantage is that we are the first robotic system that can identify both 2D and 3D waste items, and hand-like grippers delivers extremely high successful pick rates, and we design the whole system in-house, which allow us to control the functionality and the costs. And our system is designed to be very easy integrate with existing facilities and also energy efficient. And most importantly, our system is modular and it can scaling up to deliver full automation within a very limited space. So we are revenue generating with paying customers, including EGF, that's Portugal's biggest waste management company, processing 60 to 70% country household waste, running 22 recycling facilities in Portugal alone. And also we are working with Reconomy, that is a multi-billion-dollar global circularity leader operating in over 80 countries, having extensive presence in North America. And in addition to this, we are also receive significant inbound from different organizations such as Circular Services, that's US biggest private waste management company, DHL, and Tesco, our UK leading supermarket chain. All of them looking to using our technology to help them improve their waste management practice.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I think
it's
the 5
5 minutes, so I will be very quickly. The market for the waste sorting is huge and it's growing. Although we are focusing on household and packaging waste management sector, we have been approached by companies, like I mentioned earlier, from other sectors such as construction, e-waste, medical, textile. And over the next 3 years, we are looking to support customers from UK, Europe, North America, and over the next 10 years, we are looking to support customers globally. And as a list, so I want to quickly introducing the team. So that's me. I'm the founder and CEO. I have over 10 years experience in AI, supercomputers, and distributed systems such as cloud. Ben Banford, our CTO, has over 15 years experience in robotics and industrial automation, previously successfully deployed robotic picking system in food and drink industry. Carrie Shaw, our COO, also have over 5 years experience in data and digital technology.
We have to wrap up. Just to be fair to the other pitches, everybody got 5 minutes, so we just want to be fair and consistent, if that's okay. But we see your slide and really appreciate it. Thanks for joining and thanks for not giving up. I'm glad you were able to connect. Sorry for the troubles. Jessica, so we're over time, so we're going to do one question each, and then we'll need a few minutes to deliberate. But do you want me to go first, Jessica, or do you want to go first?
Sure, I can go first. Thank you so much. This is great. As I just mentioned, I have seen other solutions in the market. I think my question for you is, what are you thinking about what it's going to take for you to scale, right? Once you get all these contracts, right? What it's going to take from creating a support system, implementation, right? Right now you are just doing a pilot and one kind of project. So what it's going to take for you to scale?
Yeah, I think that's really it's looking at our customer pipelines. So right now we are having this kind of anchor customers already paid us to start the trial projects. So both EGF and Reconomy already told us they want, after initial pilots, they want to scaling up the application of our technology across all their facilities. Both company has capabilities and sites to order over 100 units per customer. And just based on these two companies, we already can see our trajectories from let's say 5 units that can lead to 200 units. So that's kind of a trajectory with just two companies, but we are not just working with two companies. We are working with Tesco, CBRE, Mandela's, DHL, and any single company here listed all have capabilities to order over 100 units per customer. And I think that's kind of the customer partnership that is give us the credible pathway to really grow our business. And on that side, we are right now, Reconomy already signed 1 unit contract and paid us. And right now we are working on this 2-year project agreement and multi-year partnership agreements with Reconomy, and already have a letter of intent for both agreements signed. So just to demonstrate how we really grow our business.
Thank you very much, Chairman. I have like 7 questions in it, so I've got to choose one. Waste management and robotics has been a core theme across all 3 of the Climate Robotics Summits. So we've had speakers from Glacier, who you've mentioned, for example. We know the AMP folks as well. We've had colleagues from Wasteflow. I'm not entirely sure that the reliability of feature detection is that low amongst AMP and Glacier. And even if it were, I don't know that that is a moat that you could potentially rely on for much, much longer, given the, we've seen, right, with Gen AI and World Foundation, like things are just exploding. And so my question to you would be, other than, the possible edge you have on the accuracy for feature detection, if that were not one of your edges, what would you consider your other edge to be compared to, for example, specifically AMP and Glacier?
Yeah, I think let's cover technology choice here. So if you say AMP and Glacier and all our competitors, they're using 2D bounding box to identify race items. What that does is it comprises a 3D subject or object into a 2D representation in a computer, and in a physical world, the only mechanism to handle 2D information is a suction picker. However, suction picker doesn't work in real world facilities. And that is why you don't see any growth with AMP. In fact, they pivoted last year. So suction picker doesn't work in real world facilities. That's 100 waste management company told us. And that's exactly why we don't using that. So that's why we're using 3D AI, have this 3D representation in our computers, so our hand-like gripper can successfully picking it out. And this is exact productivity and reliability our customer looking for. And how we maintain this competitive advantage is the third point in this slide. So we are collecting live data, not just with identification data, we're also collecting robotic performance data. So we have a perception, action to outcome, and we have this data set, and we are going to using that data set to fine-tune our robotic performance. And with more data, have better performance, have more deployments. And that is how we maintain our competitive advantage. And in robotics, the key thing is the system has to work in real life. And that's every single customer told us. And that's why our competitor wasn't doing so well, is that their choice of AI and the picking mechanism isn't designed to handle real world waste.
Okay. Thank you. Appreciate that answer. Really informed as well. So we just need now a few minutes. So if you'd like to all hang out, we will be back in a few minutes for us to announce the winner of the pitch competition. So right back.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Thank you all for the pitches. I know it takes time. I know it takes preparation as well. And just to also, again, repeat what I said at the outset, we had actually just over 10 applications, and we had 2/3 make the cut. And so already really congratulations to the finalists, because you really are finalists. We have a selected winner to share with you. Here's what went into our thought process and decision making. First, we were looking specifically for very early stage startups because we feel that we potentially can provide the most impact and support to those startups who are in a way just getting started. So pre revenue. Also, obviously, in terms of the climate impact and the climate challenge that they're looking to tackle. Of course, also the total addressable market and so on. And then a very clear, concise use case, very just directly understandable, easy to communicate, easy to capture the imagination as well. So these were the different discussions, and we could have continued for at least another 5-10 minutes. At least I know I could have, because they're very different as startups and pitches, which also makes it a bit more challenging. But those were some of our thought processes. Jessica, do you want to add anything to our thinking and then also announce the winner?
Yes, thank you, Patrick. Yeah, no, I agree. I think, as I was mentioning at the beginning, right, it's very hard to do a pitch. It's very hard to build from idea to a concept to even tell it in front of people. So I'm really impressed with what I see today. And it's very hard always to pick one winner because I think all of you are winners. All of you are doing something amazing. You are already having, some kind of traction, one more than another. But then we decide that in this case, Bluekali was the company that we really enjoy what they're doing. They are, meeting these requirements that we were looking for. So Luis Alberto and his team, congratulations. I think you are doing something amazing and a big impact. But again, all of you, right? All of the ones that we see today, it was an amazing, and it's hard to say that, oh no, you didn't win. You are a winner. And thank you so much for letting me be part of this.
I completely agree. Thank you so much, Jessica. Congrats, Luis, and to everyone, please, please, please continue. We don't need fewer, dedicated, motivated experts like yourselves. God knows the planet needs this more than ever. So thank you for bringing your expertise, sharing your expertise, and also approaching these challenges in the way that you are as well. Really, really appreciate it. So congrats to all of you. Thank you again. And Luis, I will connect you with Jessica to claim the prize that her company is offering. So thanks again, everyone. Thanks for your patience to the next session. Looking forward to that as well. And over to you, Ellen.